Hello. Recently, I was with a friend, and he was telling me that he was having some kind of pain. Not just the regular pain that we often experience, but this is chronic pain, a pain that will not go away. And he mentioned that it really bothers him, it hurts. And this has been going on for the past year, in spite of the fact that he was going to the doctors, taking his meds, and he was praying about it. Um, make no mistake, pain is a part of life. And although sometimes we men try to hide it, but deep inside us, of course, we hurt and we even cry. And what I've learned is that we cannot pretend to tell ourselves and show the people that, oh, I can manage on my own. No, that is futile and that doesn't help. But what we need is Jesus Christ. What we need, who we need, is God, who is there for us. After all, He's the one who made us. And I think when He made us, our bodies were not made to handle pain and suffering on our own. We were made to be dependent on God. The Apostle Paul wrote a beautiful message in 2 Corinthians 12, verses 7 to 10, because he was going through chronic pain himself, and he was praying about it. Verse 7, it says, Paul said, "Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me." So it's about the flesh is painful, and it was tormenting, it was painful. Three times, it says in verse 8, I pleaded, he said, I pleaded with the Lord to take it away. God, please take it away from me. And I've said those prayers myself before. But God said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. That's what God said. For my power is made perfect in weakness. So upon hearing that, Paul said in the next verses, therefore, he said, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, he said, in difficulties. For when I am weak, Paul said, then I am strong. That was the answer. God said to Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. So I think about it, my grace is sufficient for you. No matter how much suffering we face, no matter how deeply we hurt, we know now the truth from God. He's saying that His grace is sufficient for all our needs. And the Apostle Paul is saying that when he didn't have the strength to face his own suffering, when he was weak, he said, when he didn't have the ability to endure, that's when he found God's power of grace that brought him an understanding of God's own faithfulness. That thorn in the flesh of the Apostle Paul stayed, that chronic pain. But knowing that he was never out of God's grace has given the Apostle Paul comfort.